Tiger Brands is recalling its Purity Essential baby powder products as they claim that they contain traces of asbestos. Customers have been advised to return these products to their nearest supermarkets for a full refund. Now, no complications have been reported so far, and in fact, Tiger Brands says this is a precautionary recall. The National Consumer Commission has urged all of those who have this baby powder to immediately stop using it. For more on this, let's bring in the Commission's Director, Joseph Selolo, who joins us now via our video link this morning. Joseph, great to see you. Thanks so much indeed for making time to chat to us. My understanding is that Tiger Brands actually approached the Commission the moment that they realized that something had gone wrong. What have you been told about what happened here?
Good morning, and good morning to the viewers. Yes, indeed. We received a recall notification from Tiger Brands advising that they have found some traces of asbestos in their baby powder. Well, they found it in the raw material, in the talc, and as such, they had then to do this precautionary recall because, as we all can appreciate, there are some dangers associated with asbestos.
Yeah. And was there any explanation around how this asbestos made it into the powder?
Yeah. Look, the asbestos and talc, these minerals are always found near each other where you mine them. So that contamination happened naturally. It's not something that someone actually causes, but it happens naturally underground where talc is mined.
All right, because obviously the question would be, how are they preventing something like this from taking place again? I mean, if these things happen, as it were, how do we ensure that we don't find ourselves in a similar problem, facing a similar problem, sorry?
Yes, the processing of the talc that's where then the two should be separated, because the standards require that there should be zero asbestos. So during the processing, that's where the two should be separated. So becomes very clear that anything that went wrong during the processing of this talc into the talc powder. So that's why it should have been separated. So it's very clear that Tiger will then have to improve, or its suppliers will then have to improve on its processes to ensure that this does not happen ever again.
Yeah. Is there any indication around how many products might have been affected?
Sure. I think it is around 180,000 units. But look, these are fast-moving products that people use on a daily basis. But I think it's about 180 to about 200,000 of these bottles of baby powder.
And I'm sure you can see where I'm going. Of those units, is there a way of tracking how many have been bought? Because that will give us perhaps an indication of how far some of these, let's call it, defective products have gone into society.
Yes. Remember, producers always have something that you and I usually call a barcode. They are made in batches. So yes, it is indeed possible to determine how many were purchased, because even the retailers, they use the same barcode to sell these products. We are aware that some were sold in the Republic, others were sold in the neighboring countries. But yes, we are aware how many these were actually sold and bought by the public.
Do you have those figures at your disposal?
No. The detail is too much. I wouldn't have had it all at my disposal. But most importantly is that everyone who hears this message must immediately stop the use of that product.
Yeah, fair enough. You know, Tiger Brands has obviously been in the headlines for similar incidents in the past. In fact, my understanding is that they're still facing lawsuits from the listeriosis saga, let's call it, where, again, it appeared that there had been an issue with some of their products. As a commission, does that kind of history have any bearing with how you deal with this particular franchise as you deal with this particular issue?
Yeah. Look, when it comes to product recalls, the law requires that as soon as there is a problem, the supplier must take steps to remove the harmful product from the public. What we have seen over the years is that Tiger Brands has indeed been the first to notify us about whatever problems it is facing, and it has always taken steps to redress whatever the problem at the time is. But it must be stated that in the manufacturing space, some things will go wrong, right? And what is more important is that when there is something that has gone wrong, the supplier must then take responsibility for that. However, should they then fail to do what the law requires, most definitely we would take steps against them. But so far they have been compliant with the law. As soon as they notice a problem, they have taken steps to remove the products and redress for the affected consumers.
All right, Joseph Selolo, thanks very much indeed. We're going to have to leave it there for now. Hopefully, the situation doesn't get any worse than what has taken place so far. Joseph is the Director of the National Consumer Commission. Once again, thanks very much indeed for speaking to us.